have reportedly voted to forfeit the team's October 26 match against San Jose State. That's due to the Spartans featuring a transgender player on their roster.
At some point, you guys are going to have to go back to the source.
The Wolfpack volleyball team have reportedly voted to forfeit the team's October 26 match against San Jose State. That's due to the Spartans featuring a transgender player on their roster.
Y'all already know that within the sports realm, there's this ongoing tug of war between trans women and women.
At the Portland Interscholastic League Championships, a trans sophomore runner for McDaniel High School finished first in both the girls' 200 meter and the 400 meter.
Damn!
You can see the athlete speeding by their competition here. The athlete, formerly a male, is allowed to compete under the OSAA rules as a girl and will compete this weekend at state. They have the top 200 meter time in the state and the third best time in the 400 meter. Neither time would have made the podium on the boys' side.
I mean, over the years, you obviously have your detractors, and there's some very outspoken people that were already involved in sports that, unfortunately, were affected by some of these rules.
Freestyle final. 8 athletes chasing that record set by Missy Franklin of 1:39.10. That includes Penn's Leah Thomas, who won a national championship yesterday in the 500-yard freestyle.
You have the ongoing debate about what gender is and what sexuality is and how it plays its way into sports. Even some of the personalized areas such as schools or even apps that are supposed to be supportive to only women, biological women, that have also found its way into the trans argument or the trans debate.
Grover is the founder of female-only networking app called Giggle, which she wanted to be a kind of safe space for women. And when a transgender activist called Roxanne Tickle tried to join, Grover said no. And Tickle is now taking it to the federal court claiming discrimination. But Grover now plans to go all the way with a constitutional challenge, if she must, to defend her right to have an app just for biological women.
So you hear the complaints and you get back into the sports realm now and you realize that this only seems to have an effect in one direction. You don't seem to hear about a whole lot of trans men that are breaking records. You don't hear a lot about male-only spaces.
Typical. I let myself cry.
Ugh. That have lawsuits coming their way because of discrimination. So specifically dealing in the area of sports, you have really one of three options. You can either A, opt out, B, begrudgingly participate, or C, you can participate and not care about what the results are. But before you even get into that, you have to really ask the question, should it be like this? Or is there something else that could be done? I guess really the question is, who's to blame here? Because considering what happened with this Nevada school that decided that they were going to forfeit because a trans player was going to be on the field with them, but there really is only one answer, and we'll get back to that. But before we do, let's address this a little bit. So Nevada's female volleyball team was scheduled to play against the Spartans on October 26th. However, what they didn't account for was that a trans student was going to be on the Spartans team. So the women of that team decided that they were going to forfeit the game. The Nevada students were saying things like, we demand our right to safety and fair competition be upheld, and that they absolutely, vehemently refuse to play or participate in any match that upholds some kind of injustice against females when it comes to sports. So that was the avenue they went. Now here's the question. Do you blame the rules? Do you blame the individual? Or do you blame the organization? Make no mistake, the rules are there. The rules are right there for everyone to read and see. So seeing as the rules are all put there in order for everyone to have a fair shake, then the rules aren't the answer. Make no mistake, if the rule books are all there and you figured out some method as to how to take advantage of those rules, that is on you. If you can work the system to your benefit, why not? Do you blame the individual? Why? Seriously, why? Why blame the person that has figured out some way that they could take advantage of a system within an organization for their benefit? This, a long time ago, happened with James Harden. At one point in time, James Harden knew all of the rules of the system in the NBA and knew just how to get around them. Basketball fans all know what I'm talking about. For instance, if you line up 8 people on a racetrack and everybody runs sideways, now everyone can run the 100 meter in 20 seconds. Now, if you have one person that's read the rule book and it says that you can run forwards, there's no mandate that says that you have to run sideways. It's just that this is how everyone has always done it. But if you can manage it, you can run forwards, and you happen to run forwards the same 100 meters in 10 seconds, is that the individual's fault for running faster? Or is it all the people that are running sideways? Is it their fault for not reading the rule books? So no, I don't think you point to the individual in this case, because if there's no change to the rules, then it's not their fault. What you actually have to focus on It's the organization. The organization, this body of rule creators, are the ones that can actually have the effect in changing the system or not. If they don't, then they're the ones that you take your quarrel to. They're the ones that you write the letters to. They're the ones that you stand in front of their office and complain to them until they actually make some kind of a change or have a hearing. If not, you're going to be forfeiting a lot more matches. That is the only way that within the sports realm, you're going to be able to affect some kind of change. Because for one, I don't think this affects enough people yet for them to make some kind of outlandish change. And two, you also don't have enough support within female sports. Why? Because not enough people are affected by any of these things negatively. And we all know, most people only make some kind of an adjustment when it actually affects them.
There was no other way.
So as long as these little things continue to fly underneath the radar and only affect maybe a person here and another person over here and another school over here, it'll just be another news headline. Until then, we'll see. Let me know your thoughts. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, and I will see you guys again on the next one. Be easy, y'all.